All right, good morning, Canada, and welcome inside the Hector Arena here. After a devastating Team Canada loss, it's time to bounce back here as a nation, and specifically here for game number 2 of the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League playoff. 3-5 series. The Caps took game number 1 yesterday, 2-1 here at the Hector Arena. We are back here for a lunchtime matchup here between these two. The Selects trying to even things up, and the Caps trying to take a stranglehold here on the series. So let's all take a collective deep breath here. And let's get back to action. A big day of hockey. You got to hand it to these girls. They were all watching the game here before. The puck goes in the back of the net, and it was very somber here at the Hector Arena, but we're about to amp things up here for game number 2. My name is Matt Dudelet for High Button Sports. We once again thank you for joining us here on this brisk Sunday afternoon. We will look at the starting goaltenders. I got word that the Caps are going to go back with Lauren Delaney, a 29-save performance yesterday, and it looks like the Selects are going to bounce back with Amy Field once again. By no means was yesterday's loss on her. So both goaltenders going to get the nod here once again. We're just seconds away from puck drop here. 20 minutes up on the board. Game 2 just about underway. We'll take a quick sec while we get the teams situated, and we will get underway. All right, the official stick tap here is the sign that we are about to get underway here. Both teams set up, ref at center ice, and we are underway. First touch is going to go to the Selects here as McIntyre fires it across. It was Asbridge there. Kearney pokes that one free. Now McIntyre loops back in her own zone here. She'll cut beneath the circles, up the left side there. McLean now. 3-on-3 forming, cross ice into the feet there of Carly Boyle. That was intercepted. Now Kearney back the other way is Asbridge. McIntyre lost her stick. Asbridge, real good defensive play there from McIntyre despite being twigless. Centering pass is going to be knocked out into the neutral zone here. So the Lynx with a 3-2 overtime victory yesterday over the Surge. And the biggest news of all, the Kraken taking down the Flames 3-2. So anything can happen here in playoffs, and Field takes that shot right off the front of the mask. That's the third time I've seen her do that in 2 games, so fearless down there in the crease. And now if you're a goalie, you're pretty obviously fearless if you'd like to play that position. Now as the Selects are going to dump that puck in on the forecheck is Richards. Rimmed around by Lapierre. Up the left side now. Beaton takes a bump. Turnaround pass is going to be dumped in there by Bria Tanner. Marley Payne back for it here for the Caps. Tries to reverse it. Gets her stick caught up in the boards. Over on the half wall now as they cycle it down low. Richards all alone taking on 2 defenders. Poked in behind the net. Looking for a centering pass off the stick of Delaney, and she was sharp there to find that one through a crowd, and she will hang on. Minute and a half into this one. Good pace to start this. I really did think it was going to take a sec for these girls to get going after the Team Canada loss, but doesn't seem to affect them now. It is playoff time, so no excuse. It's Parsons through the middle, trying to find Prince. And now that's going to be looped down the end of the ice there by Layla Burris. And that is going to be icing charged here to the Selects. So these two teams 3rd and 4th placed respectively in the regular season. The middle of the standing matchup here. So the faceoff's going to come to the left side of the goaltender field. Puck is down and won cleanly by the Selects. It's rimmed around to the far side now. Into our blind spot. That's going to be lofted out through the neutral zone. Back for it here is Wilkie. And it's going to be another icing charge of the Selects here, so they won't be able to change. We're going to go back down to where we started. Coach Kev, as they call him, giving some instructions off the draw here, trying to, on the face-off win, cut through. Not as specific to those of you viewing here as myself right behind the bench now as the Selects looking to exit this one, but it was Parsons who poked it free. And now it's going to be chipped off the wall, and it's going to be another icing here as that one goes the length. So 4 straight icings here for the Northern Subway Selects. Now, one thing the icing does do, minus the fact of putting your team in a position to take a defensive zone faceoff, is it does kind of bore the offensive team here a little bit. It's tough to get anything going with the puck going down the ice, so we're going to go right back once again to where we started. And now Field smartly, love that play from her. As after the 4 straight icings, they weren't able to change, so Field took the opportunity to pounce on that and cover it up, which allowed the Selects to change. So both teams will complete a full change here. And we're going to start right back where we were. Puck's down now, and right off the draw is poked free. McIntyre moved it up the left side, the right side, sorry. And now she'll follow it up, and she'll find that loose puck into the middle of the ice now. Shot there. Delaney got a little piece of it as it hits the end wall. Into the corner it goes. Worked off the wall by Kelly. Stick check there was Ali Chisholm, but Kelly's going to continue on here. She musters her way through the crowd. Carly Boyle now in transition. Back the other way. In over the line. Right side. Quick shot. Delaney the save. The rebound comes free as McHenry there to collect. Try to chip it up the strong side. Wasn't able to get it out as the Selects defended the wall. Now into the middle of the ice. McIntyre finds it. She'll fire a shot from distance. That one goes well wide. The corner. Ripped up the strong side now is Kelly. Battling there with Carrie Doron. Doron, back pass for Kelly. Not sure if she yelled for it. The old dupe job. It's McHenry now battling over there. Holly Rose McLean got it into the corner looking for the centering pass. She takes a bump there as Dowling coming down and clearing house. Anna MacArthur turns it over at the offensive blue line, but they were still offside. Now it's a good job at the line. Holly Rose McLean down the right side with some space. Shot there, and Delaney got a little bit of the pad on it. And just enough to keep that one from going into the back of the net. Now is Ellie Harland on it. Left side in the corner, chipped up the wall. That'll hit a body and get out into the neutral zone here. So now the whistle on the play, and it's going to be a hand pass. So it's going to be out here in the neutral zone. The faceoff's going to come just in front of the Greenfoot Caps bench area here. They tie up off the draw. Good puck retrieval there from the Selects as they're going to work it up the left side now, gaining the red line, and that's going to hit a body and go up into the netting. So that's one thing we touched on, or I guess we as in me yesterday, is taking that extra step, especially with the no body contact. Gain that red line. You don't have to have your feet there, but the release of the puck has to cross the red line to negate that icing. So good job there to take that extra step, but unlucky bounce there as it goes up into the netting as they pin it up against the sidewall. Poked free. Aggressive play here to start as Burris will find that puck and she'll dump it in. Delaney out to play it quickly across. Delaney does a good job of getting out there and playing that puck, which does slow down the forecheck. So it's going to be chipped back down inside the zone. Payne up the right side. That'll get by the defender at the blue line. And now it's going to be collected here by the Selects. Nice little move just at the offensive blue line. Turned it over. Caps with possession. Up the right side through the middle now and just out of the reach of Kearney as Richards. She's going to backhand that one. That'll get just inside the blue line, but that's as far as it'll go. Now Burris going to fire that one down on net. Delaney quickly plays it to the corner for Lapierre. Up the left side now, tipped free, so no icing on the play as that'll get down just inside the Select zone. Partnered across for McIntyre. They're going to go quickly up the left side now for Ali Chisholm. Chisholm, chip and chase. Frances McDonald in on the forecheck. She'll get there first. In behind the Caps goal now. She comes out of the corner. Driscoll on her, back to the point. McIntyre, quick fake to the middle and back to the left side. She fires it down deep. And now McIntyre's going to find that loose puck. Works at the blue line, quickly across for Boyle. The Caps on their heels here. Frances McDonald, a shot there. The puck didn't make its way to the net as it hit a body in front. And now it's going to be chipped out through the middle of the ice now. Beaton couldn't get it deep. McCaddy takes down Wilkie, but the puck will get inside the Select zone now. O'Dane with the eventual GWG yesterday and now tripped up. Play continues. So they're going to have to hustle here, and she does to get outside the zone now as Parsons in over the line. Parsons on the right side stops up looking for the trailer. Turns, fires it towards the goal, tipped in front there, and Field tracking it across, is going to make the save and hang on here. So 14-27. Puck is down. It's MacArthur now. She'll pump that in deep. Still waiting for her and McLean to get on the score sheet here. Caps doing a good job of neutralizing the offense here. Now is a shot in front that was tipped, and Delaney down in the butterfly able to collect that one and push it into the corner. Back to the point. Quickly across. Doiron now looking for a lane. That was Parsons in the shooting lane. She took that one off the shin pads. Much to the delight of the Capitals bench. We got a neck guard on the ice down there as the coach yelling here. So that's going to be another block shot here for the Caps as the puck goes back down the other way. Now and quickly in transition is the Selects 2-on-2. Dropped it for McLean. Shot there that hit Leslie in front. And that's going to be a penalty as a little bit too aggressive there on the forecheck. McLean left it there for a moment. Jodry now will eventually touch it up, and we're going to have our first power play of the game here. Does it look like it was Evelyn McLeod who was upended? So Josie Leslie is going to head to the box for 2, maybe less. So to the power play go the Selects here. 6.5 minutes even into this one. And we're going to get our first look at the man advantage here as MacArthur gets that neck piece back on. She's probably wondering why her neck was so cold out there. Puck's down, off the draw. MacArthur collects, leaves it there for Burris. Back up top for McIntyre, works around the left side. She's going to slide it back to the middle for Doiron. Back down to the left side for McIntyre. Down deep, Burris is going to work around the top of the circle. They're going to move it back up top. Doiron winds, fires, tipped in front. Delaney the save. And chaos in front here, but Delaney stays strong. So originally this game was going to have a 5-minute delay, but due to the fact the Americans scored, we went right back on time here. So we're going to stop talking about that for the rest of the day, I think. There's Doiron now. The right side tried to shoot, fanned on it, and then blew a tire, but McLean coming through in support. She'll stop it up just at the top of the blue line now. Doiron back down low. MacArthur trying the seam pass. She finds it. McIntyre shot. She scores. Lexi McIntyre's first of the playoffs comes on the power play here. Just 48 seconds or 38 seconds into the power play. And it's 1-0 for the Selects. Okay, so wait. It's going to be no goal here. Not really sure why. So, net was off, maybe? So, fortunate one there for the Caps. Not so much for the Selects, but still a minute 22. So there's the official word from the public address announcer here is the net was off the peg, so no goal. But still a minute and a half left to go in the power play here for the Selects. They're going to pick it up in behind their own net, getting ready for the power play breakout here. It's going to move up the left side for McIntyre. Too many Macs. Now as Burris carries it in over the line. Back to the point. McIntyre slowing it down. Cross for Doiron. On the right side for McLean. She's going to loop around back up top, and they're going to feed it back for Doiron. Down low for McIntyre. Through the seam, off a stick. As now MacArthur collects. She'll move it across the left side. McIntyre, another rip at it, and that one's going to go high and wide. Doiron had to hurry to get there, and she does. Chipped it down low. McLean over to the left side. McIntyre, another shot there. Chance. Delaney the save. And she was out to challenge the shooter there, and that shows pure confidence in her defenders, knowing that those cross-seam passes are going to be picked up, so she is allowed to come out and challenge that shooter, and she does this time. So 32 seconds left to go here in the power play. There's a full sail change here for the Selects and the Caps. Back to the point. Doiron had it poked off her stick. And now back the other way is Zara Prince, but it's Field who comes out to play. She blows a tire. Jodry with an open net there, and great job as Field back to the net. Carrie Doiron playing goalie there for a little bit of that shift and anxious moments there. You could hear the Caps bench yelling, "Shoot it!" One of those times where shoot it actually is relevant. So now in over the line, Doiron rips it in. That's going to do it there for the power play as we're back to even strength. Big kill for the Caps despite giving up a goal that was disallowed. Harland with it, softly in behind. That's going to get by everybody. Now Prince got Dowling on the chip. It'll get by. Foot race now back the other way. Carly Boyle, icing waved off. Dowling continuing on. McHattie now had her pocket picked. Beaton now in deep, works it into the corner. Beaton now. McHenry, shot out front, they score! As the Caps strike first here. A good backdoor feed, and it looks like it's going to be Haley Dowling as she leads the charge through the flyby here. And the same as yesterday, the Caps take the first lead of the game. Just a bouncing puck down there in the corner that found the stick of the Caps, and a quick pass through the middle of the ice finds the back of the net here. So Burris, she's going to dump that in. Icing waved off. In behind the net now goes Leslie. Backhanded up. McHenry, quick shoulder check just to try and see where the pressure's coming from is now McLean. She's going to work underneath. Try to bank shot there. Smart little play as Delaney was up against that post, but she had the wickets open. So Carly Beaton and McHenry picking up the assists on the Caps goal. Now is it's going to be turned over by the Selects through the middle of the ice. MacArthur will continue on here. Good job not to break stride there, allow that puck to travel. Now she's going to pump it in deep, but she had Kearney to deal with. Over to the far side in a foot race here. McHenry and Leslie, a little miscommunication as Sean Richards now turns it over. She'll walk in, shoot there, Delaney the save, and MacArthur coming in for the extra whack. Nothing's going to come of that. Tension's a little high here. Rightfully so. Face off now, taken here by the Caps as we approach the halfway mark here of the first period. Asbridge through the middle of the ice. Good support from Sydney Power. She's trying to work through. Got caught up there with the defender now as McIntyre back in her own zone to collect. She stops up. She'll get around Kearney. Nice little move. Now she's going to move it up the right side. Francis McDonald couldn't hang on the backhand, but that puck will get in deep. Now is Richards. Carries it in behind the goal. Richards cycles it in deep. Francis McDonald. That was Kate Morrow back up top. Carly Boyle on the partner pass from McIntyre. Quick shot there. That one just goes wide. Into the corner it goes. Sydney Power now. Number 2 in scoring for the Caps here in the regular season. She tried to get it in deep, but the puck's going to be held in. Now as Asbridge drives to the hoop. As Field knew she had no space, so she came out and cut it down, and she makes the save there. 9-13. That one's going to be into the Cap zone here. Lapierre now around her own net. She's going to move it up the left side. Good job for Beaton to come and meet that one as she fires it through the middle, looking for Driscoll, and a big collision over there at the blue line. Coach wanted a penalty, but neither one of them seen each other. I don't disagree with that call. Into the corner it goes, 2-on-2. Vicious battle down there as Grinton battling away with Driscoll. Trying to bring that puck free here at the Zamboni doors. Good smart change there as Harlan comes on for Payne. Working in behind the goal now. Bodies everywhere as Beaton into the corner. Back up top for Leslie. She's going to try and work it to the middle. Partnered across for Harlan. Harlan winds, fires. The save made. The puck comes free. And it's going to be pushed into the corner now as the Caps forwards are going to head for a change. Charlotte O'Dane back there. Now it's going to be lofted down the ice. Icing waved off as Bria Tanner got in behind. Harland releases tension there. She partners it back up the left side. Gary Doiron, good job there to hold the line. Battled right in front of us here. Bodies. McLean trying to poke that free, but it's Jodry who comes away with it. She'll move it across for Zara Prince. In over the blue line on the right side, across the top of the circles into the middle there, looking for the return pass, but it goes wide into the corner. Held in at the line, though. Back towards the goal, or it ends up being a cross-corner dump. As Richards, or sorry, that's McLeod, 8 and 9. Big difference. Now McLean back the other way. She's going to be pestered there by McHenry, who's going to try and poke that free, but a nice move, and now it could potentially go the other way, but a good read here by the Selects. So they're able to hold the zone. Chipped up off the stick of Burris, so not going to be icing on the play. Kelly will give chase. She's bumped into there by Burris. Into the corner in our blindest spot here on the stream. Burris now with it on the left side. She's going to head north here, head up the entire way. She's just going to walk right down the Broadway there, and she's going to fire one at Delaney, who will make the save, and she will hang on. So 6:54 left to go here in the first period. So to the left side of Delaney. Puck is down right off the draw. Kate Morrow looking for a chance. Wasn't able to corral the puck long enough to make a play now as Lapierre. No direct pass, so up and off the glass. Icing's going to be waved off here. Then on the chase now is Asbridge. She's going to take on McIntyre. Good stick battle there, and also a real good job of neither one of those girls there to take a penalty. Through the middle of the ice, Richards over for Morrow as they enter in over the offensive zone. Chip to the middle, Richards with a chance shot there. That one was tipped, and it just goes in behind the goal now. Kearney back defensively to help out. She's going to try and muscle her way out of the zone. Chipped there past 2 forecheckers. And now it's going to be worked across. Lexi McIntyre now. She'll walk in all alone. She's got a late trailer. Carried in the zone. Down in behind the goal line. Passed out front there. It was a whack at the side of the goal. And Delaney once again at that post. And she'll hang on. Watching the 2026 Maritime Major Girls Hockey League playoffs here on High Button Sports. Game number 2 of a 3 out of 5 series here between the Caps and Selects. Back the other way, quickly is beaten on the left side. Shot there, and Field smothers it up. She's had to be sharp in this one as the Selects actually leading in the shot department here, so 12-6 in favor of them. Face off to the blocker side now of Field. Right off the draw, it's the Selects who are going to go back the other way. And over the line, on to Delaney, who deflects that one into the corner. Carrie Doiron tried to keep the zone. Now it's Charlotte O'Dane down the right side. Tried a centering pass. Driscoll was tied up there in front, and now she'll have to get back here as that one goes off the stick of Harland. Foot race now. Chisholm with Leslie. Chisholm steals it. She's taken down. Arms stay down. Worked in now. Driscoll reverses it back the other way. O'Dane goes for the stick lift. It comes to the point. A shot coming from distance. Delaney the save. The rebound was there for a second, and that's as far as that play will go. 14 shots on goal now here for the hometown Selects. Oh, down goes Liney. Unfortunately, that was right in front of the camera. Nothing I could do there to help her. Burris now intercepts that one and fires it in deep. Delaney on the backhand. Moves it over for Leslie. That puck gets to the blue line, and that's as far as it'll go. Now McLean down the left side. Fires one there. Delaney had to be sharp and made a save on the blocker side. Back pass. Jodry following up. She's going to get the red line and pump it in deep. McIntyre collects here for the Selects. She's being pressed there, trying to work her way through traffic. Both of them hit the deck. Jodry on the flyby grabs her mitt. Pretty impressive, honestly. Now it's poked free. McIntyre with most of the snow on the ice on her uniform here. Now Kelly back the other way. Jodry with her 2-on-2, but McIntyre's back now as that becomes a 2-on-3. Selects all 5 back in front of the house here. Cycle down deep. McHenry trying to use her reach. Lapierre will get a good smart change there in the offensive zone, closest to her bench area. Now it's going to be poked free. Back the other way goes Chisholm. She'll backhand that one inside the zone, and she's going to continue on and give chase, but it's Marley Payne who gets there first. Smartly reverses that one. Chipped off the wall. Power through the middle for Dowling, who just fires that inside the zone. Field out to play at 3:45 left to go. Walter partnered across for Wilkie, who gets that one in deep. All the way around now, Carly Boyle with it. She'll bank it off the wall. Too far for Chisholm, but not going to be enough for icing. As the Caps collect in their own defensive zone here. Good press there, Kate Morrow. Leading with the stick. Go from the outside in, and that forced the Caps back inside their own zone, but they will get the clear here now as Asbridge now. She's going to try and make a move to the middle of the ice. Brinton with the save. Now a chance at the side of the goal was Asbridge. Nice save, Field. Working around the top of the circle. She's going to cycle it in deep. Excuse me. Good stick through the middle. Backtracking. Was Carly beaten. Now it's going to be pushed inside the zone underneath 3 minutes to go here. Eden takes a bump, but Driscoll coming through in support. She's going to go back the other way. In over the line. Ella Driscoll tried the under the stick. Goes in onto Field, who redirects that one into the corner. Another smart change by Lapierre there. Shot coming from a distance, and Field with the save, and she will cover it up. So face off now inside the select zone with 2:25 left to go. Peeled out from the crowd by Burris. Turned over and behind the goal, bouncing puck to the side of the net. And now the whistle's going to go here. The faceoff's going to remain inside the select zone here, this time to the blocker side of Amy Field. McIntyre off the draw is going to rim around to the far side. That's going to be picked up by McLeod, who chips it free through the neutral zone. Not going to be enough for icing, though. Prince, the right side, Jodry quickly through the middle for Parsons there, and that one just bounced over her stick. Now Burris blows a tire. Just inside the line, shot towards goal, Jodry. That was steered in front of the net. Now as McIntyre picks it up, she's going to find McLean through the middle of the ice. She's going to walk in over the line. McLean trying to find some open ice here in the middle. She does. Rebound chance there, Delaney. Blocker save. McIntyre retreating back to the defensive position. Asbridge now battling. Continues on. Still with it. 3-on-1 forming now. Asbridge keeps, shoots, save. The rebound was there. And now the Selects are going to have numbers back the other way if they hurry. It's going to get by everybody. Caps collect off the official. And that puck's going to stay inside the zone now. 1:08 left to go here. Centering pass, that one through the crease. Now Asbridge, good patience. She's going to loft one up over Power. Couldn't get a stick on it, but it will get down inside the select zone. Long lead pass, blocked. McCaddy's going to fire that cross ice onto the stick there of Ali Chisholm. Chisholm stopped up inside the zone. McCaddy, shot coming. Delaney the save, the rebound into the corner. Beaton was streaking in behind. Now she's going to have to hurry to meet this one at the half wall here. Didn't quite have enough time to get there. Knocked down by Frances McDonald. Towards the front of the goal. Tipped there, and Delaney steers that one aside. Through the middle. Driscoll couldn't hang on. Nice move from Doiron. She's just going to get in there, and it looked pretty good from here, but the official's obviously going to have the better sight line there. So play halted here with 27 seconds left to go here in this first period. It's an absolutely electric start to this game number 2 here from the Brisk Hector Arena. Face off, taken, plenty of time now as Burris walks in over the line. She stops up, tries to fire one, bouncing puck. McLean tracked it the whole way, but she was tied up. Into the corner they go. Worked into the corner still there. You see on the right side of your screen. 7 seconds left to go. Maybe one last chance for a shot. Burris picks it up. She shoots, tipped in front. That goes off the glass. Now Leslie, she'll loop it in behind her own goal, and that's going to do it for the first 20 minutes here. It's a 1-0 lead for the Capitals after the first period of play. These shots on goal 17-10 in favor of the Select. So we'll head to the intermission, and we'll be back with second period action. And not too long from now, you're watching the 2026 Maritime Major Girls Hockey League playoffs here on High Button Sports. Hang tight. We'll be back shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Period number 2 here from the Hector Arena. A 1-0 lead coming into the second frame here for the Greenfoot Capitals, who lead the series 1-0. 40 minutes left here in this game, 20 minutes on the board. Both goaltenders ready to go. Nope, I lied to you. Right on the air here. Now they're ready to go. Puck's down and play continues. Through the feet there of Harland. Back for it. Double shoulder check. She'll elect to go up the left side now as Power trying to get it out. Now it's turned over. MacArthur with a shot there, and Cap's got a stick on it, so that'll slow things down enough to that one roll by the net. McIntyre right back up the strong side. Now is McLean quickly across from MacArthur. Those two back on the same line here. Shot there towards the goal, goes wide. Asbridge through the middle. Turned it over. MacArthur tried to slide it to McLean, who wasn't quite ready to receive it yet. Now it's a 2-on-1 down low. MacArthur shot there. That one goes well wide, but it's going to be held in at the blue line. Back down deep. Harland reverses it around the far side. Now is Asbridge in a foot race here with McIntyre. McIntyre will win that one. She'll continue on now. MacArthur, toe drag, peels it. Out front, quick shot. Delaney, the glove save, and she'll cover it up. 1 minute and 1 second here into this second period. And the puck is down. Back to the point, and now it's going to go up into the netting and out of play. So we're going to go right back where we started here. Right off the draw. Swooping through now are the Caps. They're going to dump that in. In over the line they go. Down deep, out front. Spin around chance coming. Turnaround shot, field to save. Rebound loose in front. Once again, she paddles that one into the corner. As the Selects try and regain possession here. It's Kelly towards the front of the goal. Doesn't quite make its way there. Now it's going to be picked up here by Richards, who fires it through the middle. Unable to complete the pass. As Lapierre with it. She'll loop. She's going to fire that cross ice. Long lead pass through the middle. Great support by McHenry as she walks it over the line. She's going to stop up, wait for some support. Now she'll cycle it down deep. Bounced over the stick there of Beaton, so it's going to go around to the far side. Driscoll will give chase. Back up to the point. Shot from Walter, fanned on. She regains possession and fires it in deep. O'Dane activates from the bench there, and she was able to meet that puck down there in the corner. You can hear the referee yelling, move it. Still pinned up down there in the corner. Now it's going to come free. Poke through the middle of the ice now and back the other way to go the Selects. Chipped free. Now the Selects will have to regroup here in the neutral zone as they'll complete a change. Oh. Awkwardly into the wall. There was Wilkie. Looks like she's going to be okay, though. Just that motion alone with my body would have sent me packing. Worked in behind. Walter. Couldn't corral. Through the middle of the ice. O'Dane in a foot race here. She'll take the inside route. She's going to get there first. O'Dane to the front of the net there. Tried to shove one home. Good rush there. Charlotte O'Dane, who had the game winner yesterday in the game. Someone's going to go all the way down the ice. Harland will get there before it can be icing. Forecheck, but she spins off at a defender. Now it's going to go up the right side. Prince now. She's going to enter in over the blue line. Down the right side, she's just going to muscle her way through. McCaddy. Back in time. They pin up down there in the corner. Sticks and bodies flying everywhere. Through the middle of the ice. Harland finds it and just fires it back in. The Caps will touch up, but it's Layla Burris now picks it up. She's going to work up the left side. Fires it through the middle of the ice. Francis McDonald tried to center. Now Burris is going to fire that in on goal. Delaney quickly steers that aside. Prince, long lead pass up the right side. McIntyre there in plenty of time now as Prince is going to fire that in deep, and she's going to head for a change. As that puck goes in behind the goal. Field leaves it there for McIntyre, who swoops in with some speed. She's going to carry through the neutral zone. McIntyre down the right side. Quick shot. That one goes high and wide on the blocker side. Back to McIntyre. Quickly across. Shot on the way. Tipped in front there. That one goes wide. McLean looking for that bounce off the end wall. Now it's going to come all the way back out. Carly Boyle, shot there. That one goes wide as well. Excuse me. Those ones sneak up on you sometimes. McIntyre down deep. McLean couldn't handle it on the bounce. Payne, nice move there. Everyone thought she was going to dump it, but she hangs on. There's Power back the other way. And over the line. She's got a step shot there. She scores! Sydney Power doubles down here, and the Caps take a 2-0 lead. Field made the original save, but the puck bounced up and over her glove and into the back of the net. And it's Sydney Power's first of the playoffs. Tough bounce there for the goaltender. You got a feel for her on that one. So 2-0 lead now for this Caps team. Lots of hockey to be played though. The Selects been in this position before. And behind now, worked over to the far corner. To the point, and Grinton couldn't hang on long enough to hold the line. Up and over. That'll get by everybody. Kearney was in behind, and now she's going to find a break here. 2-on-1. Ashlyn Kearney walks in, shoots, rebounds there. Nice save, Field. Puck still on the goal line. Not sure how that stayed out. But a great sequence there from Amy Field. With a quick bounce back, huge save there. Towards the front of the goal, Kearney looking for it there. Field steers that aside. Chaos here in front of the Selects net. Leslie pulls it to the middle, quickly towards the goal. That one's going to miss everything. And into the corner. Chipped through the middle. Nice feed out to the red line. Tanner walks in. She's going to fire one in behind the goal. Leslie going back for it. Richards on her. Asbridge, she's taken down there. Pretty good hit if you ask me. Now, I'm not sure if that's within the parameters of the game, but don't mind the aggression one bit. Asbridge gets up and smile on the face. If it were up to me, I'd have these girls body checking. Back in the day when I played junior high hockey, they had allowed hitting on the walls but not in open ice, which I think was a relatively good rule. It certainly saved me a few concussions back then, but my point being is that might be a good, I guess, transition into the body checking game. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think if you ask every player in women's hockey if they would like to body check, they'd probably say yes. Now there's a lot of contact and body checking, two different things, of course. It's Burris now. Stretch pass up the right side for McCaddy. Couldn't handle it on the backhand, but they're going to move it back up the strong side. Now is Dowling. Leans into her. So they get tangled up now. Aggression at an all-time high in this one as Burris now picks it up. She's got Kelly on her, but Burris is going to use those long strides as she walks in, fires. Fanned on it. Rebound. Comes right back to her. Back up top. McIntyre quickly on the change. Back down to Burris. She lets that go as that one's going to go all the way inside the zone. Now Burris will retreat back to the defensive position. Dowling in to help out defensively. Partners it across. Caps up to O'Dane. O'Dane chips that by McIntyre in a foot race here. Not too many people are going to get ahead of Lexi McIntyre in a straight line foot race here. She moved it to Boyle. Boyle's going to carry over the line. Driscoll hard on the forecheck. The old sneak attack underneath the defender. McLean walks in, shoots there, and they are in the shooting lanes here and really keying in on Hallie Rose McLean. And with 40-some goals this season, you would too. And behind the net now, Harland. Got McLeod on her. Good job to hold the line. The Selects on the strong side. Now McLean, she's going to walk around the top of the circle. Turns, fires. Delaney steers that one aside. Chipped off the wall. Couldn't get it by McLean. Battling down there. They both hit the deck, back to the point, and that'll escape everybody, and that's going to go all the way down to the goaltender. Field. Comes out to play it. Going to leave it there for McIntyre. Good cut back move there. That'll alleviate the pressure. Long lead pass for Richards. Chipped off the wall. As Richards and Prince get tangled up. Puck's gone. Words exchanged. Jodry looking for that bank pass, but it's going to be ripped back in there by Ella Grinton. LaPierre in behind the goal. Lofted up to the blue line off the skate of Grinton. Morrow able to collect it. They're going to get the red line and fire it back in here. Just about halfway through this game. Partnered across. Good pinch there from Morrow. She stepped down and intercepted. Marley Payne back on it. She's going to chip that around. Prince now. She was tangled up. Behind the goal. Banked out front. LaPierre on the backhand. Caps, good pressure here from the Selects. Unable to get the puck out here. Still tangled up there and just inside the blue line. It's going to come free. LaPierre on the bank pass. That one will get out into the neutral zone, and that'll allow them to get a change. As Grinton back for it. She's being pressed there by Parsons. Grinton, she's going to find some speed as she works through the neutral zone. Kearney went for the poke. Now Ella Grinton, look at her go down the left side. Towards the front of the goal. Kearney intercepts, pushed into the corner. That one was starting to creep its way towards the front of the net. Cycle down deep. McCaddy spins off another. Centers out front. McDonald. Francis McDonald, that is. Turned it over. Power off the bench in the neutral zone. She's got the blue line. She's going to carry it in. Down deep, Doiron in her tangle up. Now Asbridge in to help out, but that puck's poked by her. Kearney. Oh, front there, and there's where the coach was yelling F3. If the F3's in proper position there, that puck bounces right on her stick, but Power's able to hold the line. Down deep now. A chance for Asbridge. She fires it towards the goal. Kearney able to find that loose puck. She works around the goal. Looking for a seam. Through the middle. That one rolls onto the pads of field. And now Sydney Power and McHattie are asking each other how their mornings are going. I suppose it's the afternoon at this point. You wake up at 6 a.m. to watch a hockey game. The time kind of escapes you a little bit. So to the right side of field here. Puck's down. Turned and fired. That one goes wide. Burris on the rebound for the Selects. Referee up out of the way of that one. MacArthur, chip through the middle. Great pass there from McLean, who came through underneath on the anchor. Real good support there. Down the right side. She's just going to muscle it towards the net there. Shoveled it. And that one's just going to go wide. Chipped up and over. Ainsley Connolly was able to get up and climb the ladder for that one. Now Leslie fires that into the bench. Off the backup goaltender there. So play halted here with 9:25 officially halfway through this game. It's a 2-0 lead for the Caps. Now the shots 19-18 here. So flip to the script here. It's been mostly Selects here in this period despite giving up a goal. They spent most of the time in the offensive zone here. Looking to cut into this lead now is Richards. Tries to center. Now she'll move it up top to the point. Bria Tanner back down low. And behind the net. Rimmed around to the far side. McHenry chipped it. Got it to the blue line. Dowling runs into Tanner. Now McHenry's back the other way. Drag, shoots, save made, field. The rebound was swatted away. Good job by McHenry there to use the defender as a screen. She found the triangle and poked the puck through. Now as the Caps turn it over in behind the goal. Looking for their options. Back up top for Wilkie. Wilkie through a crowd. Tipped in front there, and it just rolled by the post. All kinds of bodies in front. All the way back up to the point. Wilkie went for the pinch. Tanner's back the other way. One-on-one here. Tanner, quick shot. Blockered away calmly by Delaney, and the second chance was swatted down by a high stick. But it's Delaney staying strong down there on her 21st shot of the game. Absolutely great, great speed to this game. Can't ask for much more to playoff hockey here. Both these teams trading chances, going back and forth. O'Dane chips that to the blue line. Unable to get it out, though, because it's going to be held in. Worked in behind. Leslie ties up down there with Chisholm. Francis McDonald, she's tied up. Driscoll pokes that free. Grinton now at the left side point. She cycles it down deep. Francis McDonald on the loose puck. Driscoll trying to find the loose puck in our blind spot down there. Still tied up. Back up to the point. Shot on the way. Doiron, save made Delaney look behind her for a moment. And eventually covers that up. So, 2-0 lead continues here for the Caps. The shots 22-20. So even game all around. So we're gonna have a new center here for the Caps. Puck's down, quickly across, good read there. Burris, a shot that was blocked there by Parsons. That's her third of the game. Sometimes just being in the shooting lane alone is gonna allow you to block those shots. Maybe sometimes you're not trying to block shots, but shooting lanes it is. That shot towards the goal was Leslie off the glass. It's gonna bounce by everybody. Burris is gonna head back. And it's gonna be icing on the call. Coach didn't like that one, but he's not gonna get his way in this situation. So we're going to go back down to the right side of Delaney here on the blocker side. 7:26 left to go. Pinned up in the corner there on the far side. All the way back for Burris at the point. She winds, she fires Delaney into the butterfly, directs that into the corner. Leslie now got it outside the zone. Burris is going to head back for it here. She's the lone ranger back here for the Selects. Now she's tripped up, and that one calls itself, and the Selects are going to head to the power play here. It's a 2-minute tripping call against Jessica Parsons. And the Selects are going to head to their second power play of the game here, trailing by 2. A glorious chance here to cut into this lead. So we're going to go to the glove side of Delaney here. Puck is down and the power play commences. In on the puck, great puck retrieval here from the Selects. McIntyre will work to the middle of the ice. A little urgency on this power play is what they need. Across ice. Doiron towards the goal there. Delaney the save. Nobody can find it. Now it's going to work out in the slot. McIntyre shot there. Delaney somehow finds that through a crowd. And now Kearney is going to loft that one there. That one just missed Asbridge. Real high IQ play there. Just wasn't able to fully connect on the pass. Up the right side now. McLean will enter the zone. She's going to slow up and get the Selects into position here. McLean stopped up. Kearney will stay on her. Doiron quickly across for McIntyre on the left side. She corrals. Back into the middle for Doiron. Doiron left side. McIntyre quickly towards the goal off a stick. And now Kearney and McLean in a foot race. She wasn't able to get the puck out. Held in by Doiron. Works into the middle of the ice. Quickly across to McIntyre. Back up top for Doiron. Shot coming through a crowd. Delaney the save. It bounced up over the goal. Anxious moments there. Now it's going to be slowed down here. McLean into the middle of the ice for Doiron. Back to McLean. She's going to walk down Broadway. Quick shot there on the blocker side. That was a laser, but it was waffle boarded away there from Lauren Delaney. 47 seconds left to go. Selects with relentless pressure here on the power play. It's Leslie staggering to get back up into the shooting lane. Delaney the save, and a quick clear is going to kill some precious seconds here as the Selects are going to head back into their own zone to collect. 30 seconds left to go. Doiron around her own net. Up the right side, right onto the stick of MacArthur, who enters the zone. In over the line, stops up. She's going to try and get set up here. Continues. Fanned on the pass. Going to go back to McIntyre, but she turned it over. Now it's a foot race. Driscoll back the other way, and Doiron at the end of her shift. Real good effort there. It's MacArthur in over the line. Burris stays on side. She's going to take the feed there on the right side shot. 5 seconds left to go here in the power play. So that'll do it for the man advantage here as Parsons out of the box. Back for Doiron, still out there. Full 2-minute shift for her. Bouncing puck off the end wall there. Side of the goal, whacking away, and Delaney battles through a crowd to find that one. 4:48 left to go here in this second period. It's been back and forth. So to the blocker side of Delaney, the puck is down, and off the face-off, it's collected here by the Caps. McHenry Taken down. Cycle down low. Centering. Francis McDonald couldn't get it to the front of the goal. McCaddy now battling down there in the corner. She's got 3 white jerseys to beat. Walter ties up. Lapierre. Or sorry, that was Dowling through the middle of the ice. Kelly couldn't find it. Grinton now. She's going to work over to the right side for McCaddy, who stopped up. She delays. Cuts back the other way. Double team there, though, so she ran out of real estate. Trying to chip it off the wall. Puck's going to come free at the front of the net there. Selects poking at it. Delaney pokes it free. It's McHenry. Battles with McCaddy down there. The 14s go at it. And now we're going to have a penalty here in behind the play. And I think it's going to go to the Selects as they'll touch up here now, and they will. And it's going to be a tripping call to Ashton McCaddy. She took down McHenry behind the play there, so the Caps are going to head to the power play. It's their first of the game. Coach telling them to dial it in, move the puck around. That's one thing we saw earlier in the Canada game there on that 5-on-3. I hate to bring it up again, but the 5-on-3, a little bit of stationary play, and that allows those defenders just to kind of stay put in position. You kind of want to get them moving, force some defenders to get out of position, and or isolate some defenders for a 2-on-1, 1-on-1 down low, etc. So power play here. Kearney walks in, shoots there, the save made. Field, another save there as they whack away at it. Payne down at the crease, able to keep that puck alive now as Driscoll battling down there with Prince, Jodry, McIntyre, and MacArthur coming away with it. She's going to send that one. Richards in a foot race here. She's going to get in all alone. Richards on the backhand, and Delaney the save. And she's going to cover it up here. Sean Richards in behind the play. Fortunate bounce. And she finds it in a good hustle play there, but it's Delaney taking away that time and space right out at the top of the crease. Goaltenders have to think too. They got to read the play, of course. Now when you see a blue jersey coming down and you realize that there's no support with her, that allows you to kind of dial in on the shooter. And she does there and makes a save. Real good burst of speed, though, from Richards to get that chance to even happen. Working out from behind their own goal now. Capitals on the power play breakout. It's Payne. Carries it. She moves it for Driscoll on the right side. Ella Driscoll walks in, the leading scorer for the Caps here in the regular season. She's taken down. Play continues, though. Kearney in to help out. MacArthur spilled. Jodry turned it over. Kearney, she's going to walk in, slowed it down. Little exchange there with Driscoll, who cuts back the other way. Now she's really going to try and slow it down here. Driscoll, quickly, up top to the middle of the ice. Shot through a crowd, looking for a stick at the back post. Couldn't find it. 45 seconds left to go here in the power play. Puck comes up to the blue line. Kearney holds it in. Jodry, she's going to walk to the middle of the ice. Shot there. Couldn't get it through Lexi McIntyre, as that one's going to come all the way out to the blue line. Selects are going to get the clear they were looking for, and they're going to head for a change here. They have the long defensive change here in this period. Picked up behind their own goal. Up the right side, onto the backhand it goes. Leslie down the right side with a head of steam. She's going to slow up, hits the brakes at the hash marks, finds Wilkie. Wilkie quickly across, saucered across beautifully as Leslie now looking for a stick in front. Good positioning there from Carrie Doiron right in the middle of the ice now. Richards finds MacArthur. MacArthur bobs and weaves her way through the neutral zone. Tried to dump it in, but it was blocked along the way. Now is Richards going to get on the forecheck. Penalty expired. Nothing doing on the power play for the Caps. Minute 47 left to go here. And worked inside. Beaton's going to loop in behind her own net for some protection here. Cut back to the middle. Beaton, nice feed up the right side for Power. Power's got Asbridge with her, but she elects to dump it in at the end of their shift. They're going to go for a change. Very unselfish play there. And now up the right side. Through the middle, looking for MacArthur, and that one bounces over her stick. Chipped off the wall. Good play by Carly Boyle. She kept that one alive now as Driscoll loops through the neutral zone. She's going to carry it. Stop up. Very good edges. Cross ice for Payne. Payne to Jodry, poked it into the middle. Doiron intercepted. Good read there from her. Now Jodry. Lots of communication here from the Caps bench. The sixth set of eyes out there. Now turned and fired. That one was blocked by the hand. Doiron now. She's going to collect and carry. She's got McLean with her. Final minute to play here in the second period. Doiron had a steam. Shot there. Rebound. They score. Hallie Rose McLean on the doorstep. is going to cut the lead in half, and a perfectly placed shot from Carrie Doiron, knowing exactly what situation she was in. She had the league's top goal getter going to the back post, so she fired a shot off the pad. And go to the net with your stick on the ice, folks, and good things happen. And Hallie Rose McLean proof there, as it's now a 2-1 hockey game, and a final minute goal here for the Selects will certainly bode well as they look to get into the third period, at least with a 1-goal deficit and or tie. So that'll bring the Hector faithful to their feet here. So what started out as a harmless rush turns into an odd man rush, and just a great feed from Doiron. That was a shot for a rebound. Make no mistake, folks, she was not trying to score. Now as MacArthur loops around the top of the zone, safely out into the neutral zone. 20 seconds left to go as McIntyre collects. She'll loop back the other way. She's going to carry up the right side. Chips it to herself, continues on, drags the foot, stays on side, drives the back post. The puck's going to find her to the backhand there. Delaney the save, and the whistle's going to go here as the puck was free. 9 seconds left to go. So quick face-off formation change here as that puck was won cleanly. McIntyre tried to fire across ice. McHenry will pick it up. 5 seconds left to go. If they hurry, they can fire one on net. Bouncing puck field. Able to find that one. And that'll do it here for 40 minutes of play. It's a 2-1 lead for the Caps. Heading into the final 20 minutes of regulation play. These shots on goal after 2 complete. 31-22 in favor of the Selects. So we'll head to the intermission once again. And we'll be back with third period action in about 10 minutes time. You're watching the 2026 Maritime Major Girls Hockey League playoff action here on High Button Sports. Stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here inside Hector Arena here in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. 2-1 lead for the Caps heading into the final 20 minutes of regulation. A quick update on the Outertown scoreboard. The Lynx currently lead the Surge 1-0 with 6 minutes left to go in the second. And the Kraken and Flames tied at 0. Late in stages of the third period. We're at center ice here. These two teams ready to go back at it here. And we are underway now. So just under a minute to go in the Flames and Kraken game as MacArthur in over the line, looking for the equalizer early. Delaney, square to the shooter. Back to the point, blockered away, rebounds there. Bounced over the stick. Select's coming right out here. Now Kearney's gonna go back the other way. With some speed, she works down the right side. Kearney, a shot there, kicked aside by Field. Rebound. Turn around, whacking away at it in front of the net there. And now McLean's gonna go back the other way in transition. Poke check, doesn't get her. Down the right side. Nice move, inside out. Hallie Rose McLean to her knees, and a great individual effort there. And a nice move as she is laboring to get back up, a little bit either shaken up or just gas from that shift. There's Grinton, shot, scores! And McLean's going to turn around and join the party as Ella Grinton with the equalizer here, her second goal in as many games, and the Selects are fired up now. Quite a way to start the third period, 44 seconds in. 54 seconds in, math not my strong suit. Regardless, under a minute in, and we are deadlocked here at 2. So something happened to the official over there. She's got a towel on her hand. We can get in there a little bit. A good chance for both, yes, and both coaches are going to pull their teams in here. So we hope the official's okay. A skate across the hand. Oh, that one gave me the heebie-jeebies, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. With a little officiating myself and watching over the 30-some-odd years of watching hockey, it's surprising that it doesn't happen more. Whoever thinks that reffing isn't a dangerous game, I guess sometimes it isn't, and then other times it is. So, trainer addressing the situation here. So, both teams getting a chance to go over game plan here. So as we wait for repairs to the ref over there, let's take a look at a couple of the players to watch here. First for the visiting Caps, we have Ashlyn Kearney, a member of the Team Atlantic team this year that went on that special run. She had 15 goals, 8 assists for 23 points this season, 4 power play goals, and as you see there, 5 multi-point games. So pretty good numbers there. And on the other side there, Ella Driscoll, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points, 62 career points. And she is the leader of this team wearing the C. So we'll flip it over to the Selects now. And Hallie Rose McLean, obviously a player to watch here. And 42 goals is nothing to scoff at. 26 apples and 68 points. 17 power play goals. That's one thing to note here as we head down the stretch here in this game. And 181 career points for Hallie Rose McLean, also a member of the Team Atlantic. And then, of course, Amy Field between the pipes, 23 games, 16 wins, 1,300 minutes, and just a 1.04 GAA in that many games. 7 shutouts. I think she only trailed Rebecca LeBlanc from the Surge for the shutouts lead. So as we close that down, we're still going to wait for some repairs here. So what we'll do is we'll step aside here for just a moment. And once we are back and repaired, we will bring you back the action. 19:06 left to go here in the third. 2-2 deadlock. All right. She's going to stay in the game. An absolute warrior over there on the stripes. Credit given where credit due. And we have some debris on the ice there. Liney, can't fool him. Puck's down though, 2-2 game. Now right back to action here. Through the middle of the ice as they're announcing the most recent selects goal. Now is Kelly. In over the line, stopped up. Big collision there at the bench as Leslie took her own player out. Now it's a stretch pass through the middle. Leslie chipped it through the middle now for Driscoll. Driscoll in over the line. She cuts to the middle. Quick shot there off the set of shin pads. Puck still free. Now is McLean. Got herself a little breather there, so coach elects to keep her out. Back to the point. Worked in behind. Turned it over. Back the other way, in over the line. Leslie, a shot there off the head of field. The puck's loose. Rebound, and Field slides back to the post and stops that one. So face off to the left side here. Puck is down. Rimmed all the way around to the far side now as Lapierre races to keep it in. O'Dane in behind the net. She's going to have some space. Spins, cycles it down low. Held in at the line though. Pinched on the wall. 7 of the 10 players over there on that one side. Chipped into the middle of the ice. Unable to get the puck out. Held in there as Beaton found it. Quickly, Payne back inside the zone. Burris now chips it free. Down low, in behind the goal, centering pass there into the feet. Delaney finds it, and another brouhaha in front of the net. $17:20 actually to go here. We'll get you situated now. There we go. Fundy Highland Stars up next here. As you can see them down there in the corner in their green jerseys, cheering on their local selects. As now that one's going to be up into the netting and out of play. So play is halted here once again. Puck's down now off the draw. It's going to be the Capitals who take it. Wilkie over the red line, in deep. Field left it there for McIntyre, who reversed it back the other way. Quickly cross ice now. Frances McDonald, good job to open up and pick that one up. Leslie steps right up at the blue line, forces her to dump, but it's McIntyre in on the forecheck. She runs into Wilkie. McIntyre quickly through the middle. Bobs and weaves her way through some traffic here. It's now Doron back down deep. Frances McDonald in behind. Pinned up against the wall by Leslie. McCaddy in to help out. She'll separate from puck. Now she's going to try and move it over as Leslie and her tangle up once again. McCaddy, a bulldog out there for the selects team. Spin around. She's going to stay with it. Double team there, but pins the puck up against the wall. Smart play there instead of forcing it somewhere. Now she's going to work right around the top of the circle, but she's stripped of the puck. Duron didn't have a lane to the net. Didn't want to send a breakaway back the other way, so she safely puts it into the corner. McCaddy back on it. Doiron, right point. She's going to walk into the middle. Quick shot. Delaney the save. The rebound's there. And now she'll find it and pounce. And she's going to hang on here. Just under 4 minutes into this third period. Face off to the left side of Delaney. Puck's down, off the draw. It's McLean moving it back to the point for Boyle. Quickly towards the net. Kearney knocked it down. Good job to hold it in there. Was the most recent goal scorer, Ella Grinton. Asbridge through the middle. Kearney couldn't contain. Through the front of the net there. Delaney the save, and McLean got one extra whack at it. Face off. Take in and up into the netting once again. So this just in, folks. The Kraken taking a stranglehold on the series against the Flames with a 2-0 victory over the Western Flames, as mentioned. Got ahead of myself on that one. Something we never saw coming. Boyle now, quickly across. Grinton up the left side. Richards trying to find the bouncing puck. Now it's going to be picked up. Grinton with another step here. She works down the left side. She's stopped up. Kearney chipped it out to the blue line, but not out. Kate Morrow on it. She'll work in deep, trying to muscle her way to the front of the net. She does. The rebound was there. Backhand try. Delaney the save. All kinds of chaos in front. And now we're going to have some extra pushing and shoving here, and Harland off the draw, couldn't hang on as McCaddy now. She's going to work her way through this down low now as Burris with a shot. Beaten blocked it, but she lost her twig in the meantime. Kearney, or sorry, that's Driscoll. Chips it to herself, continues on. Following up there with Charlotte O'Dane, who was able to keep the puck inside the zone. Now we're going to have F3 slot in position, was beaten. Looked in behind the goal now, Burris. Driscoll took a high stick. Wanted a call, but play is going to continue, so she'll have to hustle back here as Burris enters the zone. Quickly shot there off the glass. That one goes into the far corner. Chisholm. McCaddy back to the point. Burris quickly in front. Tip there. That one was destined for the back of the net as they caught Delaney going on the opposite way. Luckily for the Caps, that one stays out. Now Burris once again holds the line. In deep. Selects with a press here in the third. Leslie for O'Dane. O'Dane chipped it to herself through the middle of the ice. Now she's going to take a huge hit down there, and that's going to be a penalty. Take a hit to make a play, 101. And O'Dane back to her feet. So back to the power play, go the Caps here. Second of the game, 2-2 tie. Big opportunity in the game here. However, with all that said, still lots of time left. So 2 minutes for body contact is my guess. So Chisholm for body contact. Back to the point, one-time chance was whiffed wide. Trying to work it down low on the left side of your screen there. Power. Being pressed. McIntyre back up top to the point for Payne. And that's going to go the length of the ice. And Richards, full force forecheck here on the penalty kill. She almost comes away with it though too. Payne now leaves it there for Kearney. Kearney's going to work in behind her own net. She's going to gather speed and she's going to head north. Ashlyn Kearney, the head of steam. She finds some space, dropped it there. Nice play. Quick one-time shot there, field through a crowd. That was an absolute laser from Marley Payne. Got all of that one. And the Lynx right now up 2-0 on the surge heading into the third period, so 20 minutes to play there. Puck is down here as we continue on the power play here for the Caps. That shot towards the goal was deflected up and over the net. Into the corner. Driscoll guiding traffic. It's Kearney battling. McLean able to find that puck, gets it up to the blue line, but that's as far as it'll go. It's Kearney now battling. She gets some support as Prince as well as Jodry in there. Back to the point. Payne with some space. Back door. She was looking for Driscoll. And they weren't able to get the puck there now as McLean's going to go back the other way. She's just going to dump that down safely. 40 seconds left to go. Here now is Payne through the middle of the ice. Kearney quickly for Driscoll. Nice little one-touch pass there through the neutral zone. Driscoll stops up, trying to get set up here in the final half minute here of this power play. Kearney carries, cycles it down low. Grinton pins up her opponent on the end wall. Now is Driscoll battling, got some support on the way. Now is a backhand chance in front, and that's going to be cleared out of harm's way as MacArthur takes no chances and sends that to length. Delaney quickly up for Leslie. McCaddy almost turned it over. Now as Beaton picks up the outlet pass through the neutral zone, drops it there for Power. Power's going to have some space. She walks in on the blocker side, and Field calmly directs that one wide. Boyle up the left side now as Bria Tanner picks up the outlet. She's going to make her way down the left side of the neutral zone. Just going to fire that one towards the goal, and Delaney will easily snag that one and cover it up. 11:53 left to go now here in this third period. 2-2 tie. The shots now 43-25 in favor of the Selects, firing everything they can at the goaltender Delaney. Back to the point, Burris off the ensuing faceoff, quickly across towards the front of the goal, deflected in front, both Selects bodies down to the ice. Now Leslie chips it for McHenry. Tried to stick lift McLean, it gets down deep. Chipped off the wall was Dowling. She's going to find Kelly. Now it's going to work up the left side through the neutral zone. In over the line. Carries it down deep. Burris on her, and she's going to steal it, and she's going to maintain her momentum here. Layla Burris with a head of steam. She's going to work through the neutral zone. Down the right side with a step. Quick shot there. That one goes off the mask of Delaney, and that one's going to go all the way down into the Select zone. Icing obviously waved off. Just about halfway through the third period. Long lead pass. Francis McDonald down the left side. To the front of the net, Delaney there got a stick on it. And now it's going to go back the other way. Prince, nice little inside-out move as that puck will get in deep. Lexi McIntyre on it. Worked in, still inside the zone. Back to the point. Leslie's going to have some space. She'll carry, walks in, shoots there, and Field the save. And she will hang on. 10:43 left to go here. So the faceoff's going to remain inside the Select zone here, just to the glove side of Amy Field. Rimmed all the way around. Francis McDonald meeting it there. Tied up there on the half wall. Back to the point. It's going to be ripped down low. Bounce off the end wall. Vicious slash there as Parsons is going to be penalized for that. The old lumberjack hack is going to cost her 2 minutes into the box here, maybe less. So back to the power play, go the Selects. Whoops, so the power play for the Capitals up there. So big kill here for the Caps and a massive opportunity for the Selects to get their first lead of the game. Puck's down and quickly corralled off the faceoff. Doiron for McIntyre. McIntyre slows it down low for Burris. Back up top. Doiron to the right side now. McLean. She's going to work around the top of the circle. She's going to have some space. Turns, fires into the shoulder of Delaney. The rebound's there. Kicked aside. MacArthur taking on Harland. She's going to find the loose puck. Works in behind the net. Circles around the zone. Back up top for Doiron. Doiron works to the middle. Driscoll able to poke that free. Now Asbridge. She's going to pick it up 2-on-1 with Driscoll. Left side, Driscoll off the stick. Too far out of her reach. Now Driscoll carrying it the other way. She ran into McLean. McLean got the puck caught in the official's feet. Now over the line, McIntyre stopped up. Coaches wanted too many here to my left. Quickly across. Carly Boyle through a crowd. Delaney the save through traffic. The rebound still loose. In front, battling away, and that one's going to be cleared out to the tie slot. Turnaround shot there. Delaney got a piece of it. As that's going to be worked around to the far side. Held in, Boyle. She's going to go across for McIntyre. 40 seconds left to go. Drags, shoots, hits a body. Rebound, Delaney. The rebound was there again, and it was cleared out of harm's way. Bunch of looks here now for the Selects. The fans anxiously awaiting. McLean, she's pinned up against the wall. Turned, fired, and a clear that the Capitals needed. Is going to go the length of the ice here. Through the middle of the ice for Richards. Richards going to walk in over the line. Good job to stay on side at the offensive blue line now. 10 seconds left to go. Centering pass out of everybody's reach. All the way around Boyle. Into the corner, and that's going to do it for the power play here. Big kill for the Caps. But the Selects will maintain possession in the offensive zone. McCaddy, nice under the feet move. Centering pass. Puck's there for Boyle out front there, and it just rolled by McCaddy's stick. To the point, spin around move. Kerry Doiron showing off the edges there, and a shot towards Delaney, and they're going to get a much needed whistle here. What a flurry of chances for the Northern Subway Selects, who have now fired 49 shots the way of Delaney. 47 saves for her, and at the other end, 24 for Amy Field. And we continue to be stuck at 2-2 here. Back to the point, off the faceoff. Grinton looking for another. All the way around to the far side. Back to the point. Doiron holds the line. Driscoll takes her down. Now she's looking for the outlet pass back the other way. Driscoll, 3-on-1 forming here for the Caps. Down the left side. Tries to center. Good defensive play there. Forced her to make a decision. Now as McLean's going to go back the other way. She moves it over for MacArthur. MacArthur on the left side. Steps in. Quick shot there. Delaney, the blocker save. So the rebound goes into the corner. McLean picks it up. Back up top for Burris. Burris towards goal. Delaney got a glove on it, but it stays in play. Leslie now. She's going to try and skate it. Hit the official. Now the Selects are going to go back the other way. It's a 2-on-1. McLean shoots Delaney the save and quickly pounces on it to cover it up. And it has been all Selects here in the last couple of minutes. 50-27, the shots now in favor of the home team. What a game we're being treated to here this afternoon at the Hector Arena. Face-off taken by the Caps. They're going to try and go north here. Beaton, little chip and chase. Asbridge in on it. Beaton's taken down, and that's going to be a penalty. Kept her feet moving, and it's going to be an interference call against Ainsley Connolly here, and now the Capitals will get their chance on the power play late in this game. Later in this game, rather, not necessarily in the late phases of it just yet. .7:17 up here on the clock. Face off taken cleanly here. Payne, McCaddy up on her. Moves it down to the half wall. Driscoll. She's going to try and carry it deep. McCaddy stays on her. Driscoll poked off her stick. Jodry with it on the half wall. Payne, you could hear her yelling from here behind you. Quickly towards the front of the net. That was deflected. Driscoll now. She's being pressed. She's going to need some support here. A couple white jerseys coming in late. Back to the blue line. Kearney and Payne. Little miscommunication. It's Richards. A great penalty killer here for this Selects team, and almost turned it over and was going back the other way. Now is McCaddy. Turns, fires. Now it's going to be Richards all alone with Kearney on her. Richards a little bit ran out of real estate there. She's going to hang on. She'll carry it. Moves it back. McCaddy. Stick lifted there from Power. Selects in on the puck here, shorthanded. Tipped off the wall. Doiron quickly cross ice and down the ice. Final minute of the power play here. Marley Payne stays on that puck as she carries it inside the line. Left it there for Kearney, who dumps it in deep. Doiron on it. It's going to have to be a hustle play at the blue line here as Kearney's going to head for a change. Good heads up there as it was a forward changing, and they got the defense on the ice, and now it's a big clear there for the Selects. Delaney thought about playing it there. Heads up. Oh, never be too sure down there as Leslie now with it. She'll skate. Gets around McLean. Had it poked off her stick, though, as McLean will send that back the length of the ice. 17 seconds left to go here in the power play for the Caps. Wilkie fired across ice. Nobody there as McLean finds it. Dumps it in deep. Now the Caps will get another chance to break out here. Up the left side. Dowling. 2 seconds left to go, and that'll do it here for the power play. Big kill there for the Selects, and now that's going to be sent the length. And that one's going to be icing. So just over 5 minutes to go here in this one. Are we gonna need extra time here? Who will be the late game hero? Caps lead 1-0 here in the series. In their own zone. Nearly turned it over. McHenry was in on the forecheck. Down deep. It's McIntyre now. She'll retreat behind her own net for some protection, but she's being flushed out the one side. Lexi McIntyre gets around the first defender, stays on it, carries it in. Select coach wanted a penalty. Back to the point for Boyle. Rips it there. Shot off the glass. That one goes well high. McHenry chipped off the wall. Couldn't get it by McCaddy. Richards cycles it down low. Picked up there by Dowling, who works it across there for Payne. Payne through the middle of the ice for Kelly. She gets a stick on it. Is that going to go on net? No, it is not, and that's going to be an icing charge to the Caps here, so they won't be able to change. So big defensive zone face-off here now. Or big offensive zone face-off, depending on which side you're on, of course. So it's McLean. And it looks like McHenry on the draw. McLean wins it. McHenry's going to find the loose puck, though. McLeod turnaround shot, and that one just goes wide. Burris activating from the right point, fires it in deep. Payne tried to clear off the official. Now it's going to go through the middle of the ice. Burris finds some space. And over the line, cuts back to the middle, poked off her stick, now back the other way. 2-on-1 forming here. It's Driscoll and McHenry. Driscoll keeps, drags, shoots the save made by Field. Excuse me. Back and forth continues here as MacArthur in over the line. She walks in, quick shot there, Delaney the save, and she will hang on for a whistle. 3:35 left to go now here in the final period of regulation. Still deadlocked at 2. The shots 51-28 here in favor of the Selects. So we'll have another offensive zone faceoff for the home team. Off the draw, coming through with speed. That's Beaton. Couldn't get around McIntyre. The active stick there at the defensive blue line, and good gap control there by her. The faceoff's going to come just outside the Selects blue line here. Off the draw, O'Dane tries to shovel that in deep, but it's now Grinton who picks it up. She's going to fire it up the left side. Richards couldn't get a stick on it. And behind their own goal now. Turned it over. Richards on that loose puck, stops up and behind the goal. She'll spin around. Works it up top there for McIntyre at the right point. McIntyre quickly, feet outside the line, walks it though. Quick shot there, McDonald the save. Delaney the save. McDonald the shot. So every second now counts here in the final 3 minutes of this period. We're in next goal win territory now. Dowling up at the blue line, wasn't able to poke it free. Now it's MacArthur, holds, shoots, Delaney, point blank save. Another grade A chance there for the Selects' second leading scorer this season, Anna MacArthur. Who did play for the U18 AA Pictou County Crushers a few years ago and has since made the switch to the girls league here. So great addition for the Selects. Now as Prince tried to dump it in, and a very slow creep here through the final 3 minutes. The face-off just in front of the Selects bench, and it's going to be cleanly won. Quickly across, McIntyre knew exactly what she was doing with it right away. So now MacArthur takes it in over the line. She carries deep, protects the puck in behind the net. Leslie stays on her, back up top. McIntyre quickly back from MacArthur. MacArthur towards the front of the goal, bouncing puck there, and that one looked like it was bouncing in the net, but it ultimately goes wide. Back to the point. Good read by McIntyre. Now that puck's going to be pushed back down inside the zone. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left as Marley Payne winds it up. Payne gets around MacArthur, continues on in over the line. She's going to walk towards the front of the goal. That one goes well wide. Capitals completing a change here as they're going to have the long defensive change. Leslie, quick shoulder check. Saw Richards on the forecheck, so she hangs on quickly up the right side for Power. Couldn't complete the play. Now is Doiron. Couldn't get it past. Power. And over the line, double teamed, had the puck stripped from her. Minute 46 left to go. McCaddy winds it up. Looking for her options. Cutback move, dangerous, but she's going to find the space. Now back to the middle. McCaddy with it down the right side. Good head of steam towards the front of the goal there. Nobody home for the Selects as it's going to be chipped free. Up the left side. All the way out into the neutral zone. Burris is going to fire it across for the tying goal culprit here. Ella Grinton, don't like the word culprit, but that's what I came up with. Kearney now, down low, trying to help out defensively. A minute and 11 left to go. Final minute creeping on us here. Back for McLean, winds and fires Delaney the save, and that was a rocket off the stick of Hallie Rose McLean. Don't see too many clappers these days, so a minute 6 left to go here in this one. So to the right side of Lauren Delaney, it's Driscoll and McLean on the draw here in the final minute of this third period. So we are officially in the final minute of play here. Off the wall, Leslie got it to the point. That's as far as it'll go as McIntyre holds the blue line. Poke free, Driscoll trying to find the loose puck, but it's Doiron who's just going to pump that in deep. Now it's Evelyn McLeod. She's going to get on the forecheck, but it's Harland who comes away with it. Beaten. Chipped it to the blue line, but not out as Doiron was there to hold the line. Driscoll, she's going to wind it up here. 35 seconds. Ella Driscoll down the right side. She's going to chip that in deep. Back down there is Beaton. She pins it up against the wall. Driscoll finds it. Looking for a centering pass. Field finds it, and she's going to hang on. Not going to take any chances right now with 22.6 seconds left to go. Here in this final period of regulation, we are creeping towards extra time here. But first, a defensive zone face-off here for the Selects. It's McLean and Kearney. Back to the point, and nobody there in the middle of the ice. So 17 seconds left to go. The Caps, if they hurry, can head up ice. But if Evelyn McLeod has anything to say about it, they'll be down in their own zone. Up the right side. Jodry tried to chip it through. 5 seconds left to go, and Kearney has got a second. Quickly tries to shoot, and that's going to do it here for regulation time. Nothing solved here through 3 periods of play, so we're heading to free Hockeyville here, folks. Next goal wins. The streetlights are on. Supper is ready. And the next shot that finds the back of the net will be the winner. So we'll step aside here for just a moment, and we'll be back with overtime action here in game number 2. All right, quick update from the RBC Center. It's 2-0 Lynx over the Surge. Excuse me here. With just over 7 minutes to go here on the stream. A little bit delayed, of course. So now It's 10 minutes of 5-on-5 overtime. I am not sure what the full scenario is, whether there'll be a shootout or not, but my guess would be no. So it's going to be Kearney, Beaton, Asbridge, Leslie, and Harland here for the Caps, and the Selects will counter with MacArthur, McLean, Doiron, McIntyre, and Evelyn McLeod. Overtime in the playoffs, nothing better. Next goal wins. That's center ice, 10 minutes on the board, and away we go for the extra frame. Kearney will win it back. It's all about puck possession here in overtime. Leslie couldn't hang on. MacArthur stole it. She's going to loop around the own zone, cuts back, tries to cycle it down low, but it was Leslie there to intercept. Kearney, she's going to head north. And over the line now, she's just going to chip that in behind the goal and try and give chase here. Asbridge on the loose puck. She'll pin it up against the end wall. Asbridge taken down. Not going to call that in overtime. Up the left side. McLeod couldn't hang on. Pulled into the middle. Leslie trying to find Kearney, but it was too far for her to reach now as Doiron will get the red line. And she's going to get the red line. Coaches wanted an icing call, but they're not going to get it here. Now is Beaton. Had it poked off her stick, and she just barrels through her player. And now a little retaliation there through the open gate. And is she going to be okay here? But the Caps only have 3 players on the ice right now. They still need one. Down the left side, centering pass. Couldn't get it to Richards. Now as Driscoll will come in late. Delaney battling at the side of the post. Leslie, cross ice right onto the stick of Driscoll. Driscoll, she's rubbed off into the wall. So both teams dodging penalties there, I think we can say. Held in though, Payne looking for the centering pass. Driscoll took a hit, comes back to the point. Lapierre winds and fires off a stick and into the netting and out of play. 8:27 left to go here in this overtime period. 56-30, the shots in favor of the Selects. So face off to the right side of field here. Into the corner, McIntyre. Now centering pass, Dowling, the puck was there, back out front, Payne, quick shot, it was a big block there from McLean. Sacrificial play now is Doiron up the left side for McLeod, 2-on-1, McLeod quickly shoots. Good defensive stick there from the Caps as that one rolls into the corner. MacArthur works her way to the corner, cut back move, gets around Jodry. MacArthur brings it up top, down low for McLeod. Into the middle, MacArthur quickly shoots there, bouncing puck. Didn't get enough on it. It's McCaddy, quick stick lift. She's going to find the loose puck, works in behind the goal. Evelyn McLeod finding that loose puck. She'll move it up top for Burris. Burris going to try and carry that down. There's O'Dane, stepped in her lane. Now is Burris. MacArthur lofts it up over everybody. Now as McLeod finds it in the corner. Centering pass out front, they score! Ashton McHattie with the overtime winner. A shot towards the front of the goal, deflected in front. And the Selects even the series 1-1. And what a game here, folks, as the crowd and Selects into this one. It was a 55 save performance from Lauren Delaney, just wasn't quite enough. And at the far end, 28 saves for Amy Field. An absolutely electric playoff game here at the Hector Arena. So that'll officially conclude our coverage here of this one. The series now at 1-1, and we'll flip it back to the Greenfoot Energy Center next weekend for game number 3. It's a 3-2 overtime final here. Ashton McHattie, the hero in this one. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you at the next one.